And we're back with another video on making judgments with me, your host, Miss Alexis Gardner. Let's get to it. Take a look at the objectives for today. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to 1. Identify and define keywords associated with making judgments. And 2. Make a sound decision or form an opinion about an idea, situation, or character in a text. In our last video, we learned that we make judgments about how a character looks or feels, a character's decisions, actions, or behavior, an event that took place in the story, as well as what we see in the pictures of a story. We also talked about the 4 steps to making a judgment. To form a judgment, we must 1. Read. 2. Think. 3. Pretend. And 4. Make a judgment. With our recap all done, let's take a look at the key words associated with making judgments. Here are some key terms that you'll hear about whenever you talk about making judgments. Facts. These are important parts from the story. Support. This means to go along with. Evidence. These are parts of the story that support your answer. Pros. These are things that work with what you decide. And cons. Things that work against what you decide. Let's put these words into practice. Imagine you received a check in the amount of $3,000. You wanted to do something meaningful with the money. You had 2 choices: pay for your ticket to college, which is important, or purchase the car that you've always wanted. Here is part 1 of your question. What decision should you make? Before answering the question, let's take a look at the facts from the story. An important part from the story is the fact that you needed a ticket to college. Another important part is the fact that you really wanted a car. Now it's time to think about your pros and your cons. That means you're going to think about what's really going to be best for you. I think the best thing to do is to pay for your ticket to college. So let's write that as the answer. Let's write our answer in a complete sentence. My decision would be to pay for my ticket to college. So far, we've used facts and we've used pros and cons. Now, let's go on to the next part of the question. Why did you make that decision? Whenever you are asked the question why, you have to go back and find evidence. That means you are looking for the parts of the story that support your answer. Our answer to the first question was to pay for our ticket to college. What from the passage made you decide that? The part that helped us to make that decision would be the part that says, pay for your ticket to college, which is important. So, let's put that as our answer. I made that decision because going to college is more important. I can always get a car later. What a great practice! Now you see how we use those key terms. Well, we've reached the end of today's lesson, so my job here is done. You are getting better and better at making sound judgments. See you next time, and remember to read to succeed.